Norway is one of the most beautiful countries in the world, blessed with towering mountains, sprawling valleys, ancient glaciers, and the majestic fjords cutting deep into the land. Norway is definitely bound to leave the visitor spellbound, and also with a desire to come for more. Besseggen is often called the most scenic hike in Norway. It is situated in the Jotunheimen National Park in the south of Norway, between the lakes Gjende and Bessvatnet. Stretching 14 kilometers, it offers a thrilling adventure along steep paths with unparalleled views of the emerald green Gjende Lake on one side and the deep blue Bessvatnet Lake on the other. The trail connects Memurubu Lodge and the Gjendesheim Lodge with an elevation gain of 1200 meters. Known for its rugged terrain, it is one of Norway's most famous hikes, drawing over 50,000 hikers annually. Most hikers take the reverse route, starting their hike from Memurubu Lodge and then heading towards Gjendesheim Lodge. They take the boat which runs 2 times a day from Gjendesheim to Gjendebu Lodge and back, with a stop at Memurubu in between. The other option, which is more challenging and is taken by most experienced hikers, is to start hiking from Gjendesheim and walk towards Memurubu and then return to Gjendesheim on the boat. But you have to finish your hike on time for the boat. In this option, you face the ridge earlier and you descend the ridge instead of ascending it. And this here is a ridge that you'll be descending. It looks a bit scary from down here, but trust me, it wasn't so scary when you were actually crossing it. We were 3 friends traveling from Finland. Our plan for this hike was a race against adversities. Since it was already mid-September, the weather was not so great, and for us the prediction looked even more bleak. Rain and wind and fog throughout the day. Everyone we asked advised against trying the hike on the day. Some even cited previous incidents of people flying off the ridge. But we were well prepared. We had amenities to camp anywhere safe, with the food and water with us, so we decided for an attempt. Since we started late in the day, taking the boat from Gjendesheim was out of the question. So we improvised our plan to take the reverse route from Gjendesheim, climb during the day till the Besseggen ridge, and then set our tent there. Hopefully, after spending a beautiful night there, we climbed down to Memurubu the next day, take the evening boat and go stay at the Gjendebu Lodge. We planned one day to rest and explore the area around the mountain lodge and then take the boat back to Gjendesheim. We started hiking from Gjendesheim at about 4 in the evening. In the hikers' ballet, this was too late an hour. But the days were not so short then, so we had light till about 10 in the night, which we thought is ample enough to reach the ridge. We were carrying our tents, clothes, rain jackets, rain pants and other accessories. Just a few minutes into the hike and we were already huffing and puffing, but the views were getting more and more beautiful, so our spirits kept rising. There are signboards along the hike that indicates how far you are into the hike and how many more to go. Immediately after the first viewpoint, there was a difficult ascent with chains. Ascending it wasn't a problem, but maybe descending would be a much more difficult task. We also started seeing many returning hikers who had started in the morning in the reverse route with a boat. The starting point could be seen far below. The trail is well marked with a red T, making it easy to stay on the trail even in poor visibility. About 3 hours into the hike, we were atop the Besseggen viewpoint, which is about 1,728 meters height. Fog and rain and cold had already set in, which blocked our view from there. Also, we were forced to camp near the Besseggen instead of the Besseggen ridge. The next day's bad weather was already making its presence known. In the heavy wind, we set up our tent. It was hard to drive the tent pegs, but we managed with some rocks. This place could very well have been on moon. The tent saved us from the rain and the cold winds and kept us relatively warm. That night's sleep was relatively sparse because we were very worried that the rainwater will seep into the tent and wet our shoes. Luckily, that did not happen, but the sleep was practically zero. At the first light next morning, we packed our tents and set out through this rocky and barren landscape. We had no hopes of catching any views, however, because of this fog cover. And since the visibility was so low, we were very careful not to go near the edge. We were already blaming our bad luck because the views from these places should have been absolutely stunning. We had hopes that the weather would become better next day, but that seems not to be happening. We even started to think of going back, but then suddenly a small clearing appears in the cloud, revealing the most beautiful view that I have ever seen in my life. This made us forget all our tiredness and yesterday night's sleeplessness and decided to push forward through the ridge. The rest was the most memorable day in my life. The way to cross the ridge is scrambling. You sit down on your knees, secure your step, and then drag yourself down. One careful step after another, you pass through the ridge. The rewards for the risk is very sweet. The view of the lake Gjende directly beneath your feet. From here, you also feel you are approaching an entirely different realm. The views ahead are definitely the best in the world. I would also say that this 1 kilometer stretch was the best of the Besseggen hike, and the answer to why people call it Norway's most beautiful hike. It's right in front of our eyes now. Far ahead, the peaks were sparkling as we rushed along, looking downward past the slopes, past the grey ravines and gullies. Either side you see the water, half a mile at least beneath you. Each step was taken with a pounding heart. Crossing the narrow ridge, as narrow as a scythe, was an adrenaline rushing experience. The low-hanging mist lent an unearthly hue to the atmosphere. Also, in the distance, the mountains of the Njuthui hike should be seen. The next 4 minutes or so of the video is about us inching through the ridge step by step. Maybe it feels a bit laggy, so feel free to skip 4 minutes ahead to the next section. But I'm sure the people who are planning to hike the Besseggen would want to watch this section. The Jotunheimen National Park, where the Besseggen hike is situated, is also unique. The name Jotunheimen in Norwegian translates to the home of the giants. This national park has more than 200 mountain peaks rising above 2000 meters. What an apt name for the national park. This is also home to mainland Europe's largest glacier, Jostedalsbreen. I visited this glacier a couple of days after this hike. The glacier tongue was receding fast because of the world's warming climate. We could see the Gjende boat pass up and down the lake several times that day. It was a beautiful sight from the ridge, a tiny white box moving silently through the turquoise waters and leaving a foamy trail behind. You could take the boat ride just for the views. You could also witness the numerous streams flowing down the hills into the lake from the distance. The Bessvatnet lake is now in visibility. So this point is exactly midway, 7 kilometers to either side. When we crossed the ridge, we were famished and decided to finish our breakfast. The snack bars and sandwiches in our bag disappeared in no time. Then it was time to take some pictures and content for the social media. I shot some time lapses during that break, and I'm amazed how those came out. These were a small glimpse of the ever-active natural forces in the Jotunheimen.
We are only halfway.
Now we are at the end of the ridge. See how wide this area is compared to what you see in the 3D map. After some selfies, we started hiking the rest of the 7 kilometers towards Memurubu. In the afternoon, it started to rain heavily with the wind. We had to pull out our rain covers. We call this section the Mordor of the hike. There was a cauldron lake and a waterfall which made it seem like a volcano. The lake is named Gjende and is at 10 kilometers into the hike. This place looked a bit like ocean and sea in the Swiss Alps. The sun's rays were filtering beautifully through the clouds and highlighting certain points in the lake that shimmered in a heavenly blue glow. By then it was almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we had to catch the ferry at 3:50 in the evening from Memurubu. And that meant we had to hurry a bit in the remaining 3 kilometers or so left till Memurubu. But hurrying was a bad decision. We strained our legs a bit, though we reached the Memurubu lodge about an hour in advance. It was a delight to see the lake so close after being watching it from so far away all this time. The boat arrived on time and we boarded it. The boat was big enough with lots of seats inside, but we took to the deck to enjoy the boat ride. In 20 minutes, the boat arrived at the Gjendebu lodge. We went directly to the reception, asking for rooms. Cheapest ones were the dormitories, so we went for it. Luckily, they were empty. In the 6-bed dormitory, we 3 were the only ones. The boarding cost also included breakfast, packed lunch, and also some just dinner. It shows the high standards by which the Norway's mountain cabins operate, and perhaps the high standards Norway give to the mountaineers and adventurers. After spending 2 nights in the cabin, we checked out on the 3rd morning. The plan was to catch the boat from Gjendebu to Gjendesheim, then take the shuttle bus to the parking lot, and then drive our car towards the next day's stay. The trip started with some sprinting to catch the boat as we were a bit late to check out. It's also worth mentioning that there was no network coverage in the cabin, so we were totally off grid the 2 days and totally immersed in nature. The day we checked out was also the last day open for the cabin that season. They were hosting a wedding in that cabin that day. We were wondering what more exotic place could you find to have your wedding. The wedding party arrives and departs by the boat. And so in about an hour we were back at the Gjendesheim ferry dock. From there we caught the shuttle bus to the parking lot and then got back into our car. Autumn had arrived already in the mountains, but the valleys were still green. One of the contrasts that I have seen only in Norway. With aching legs but cheerful minds, we started descending towards the valley. I was already busy checking the footage that I had recorded during the trip. Our next destination was Jostedal, where we'll be visiting the Jostedal Spray Glacier Tunnel and also visit Galdhøpiggen, Norway's highest peak. We were all wary but exclaiming in a single voice, "Thank you Norway for saving these views for us, and bye Norway until next time."